In today's video, I'll be showing you guys everything confirmed to be coming in Update 27 of Blox Fruits. Over the past few weeks, we've gotten 4 bulletins with a bunch of information, so I'll be going over everything we've learned from them, and also what we can expect in future updates as well. So if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now let's get right into it. Let's go over the first bulletin, or I should say the 5th one, which came out on May 9th. Similar to the first bulletin we got all the way back in March, this one starts off with a Q&A. To summarize, they stopped doing roadmaps due to false promises, and overall they just do more harm than good. They also said that they're trying to rework all the old fruits while also adding in new ones along the way. And another thing, they'll also be adding more chromatics for different fruits. So if, for whatever reason, you like to buy these skins, then there you go. Here's a good question somebody asked. Are you reworking grinding or adding storyline elements? They responded by saying that they'll pretty much add better progression for early game because currently, the leveling early on is awful. Finally, they said that they're trying to make PvP better and less dominated by fruits like Kistoon or Mammoth, which if you've read the older bulletins, you should already know. We also have some stuff about creation on the side, which doesn't say much overall. But if I've learned anything from the older bulletins, then this has to mean something. I'm guessing we'll probably be getting the creation admin panel in this next update, with all new moves like how Gravity and Falcon got. We have some lore stuff with the state park, but this won't matter for now. Under it though, we have a developer thought, and they said, following the celebration of the Eagle Tyrant's defeat, the chief of the Tiki outpost revealed that the long-rumored Heart of Tiki is real, and that traveling onto these sacred landmarks has finally been authorized for those who helped bring the tyrant down. This is hinting at the use of the submarine, which is directly under the tyrant boss, and we've been waiting for this submarine to be usable for a while now, so it's nice that it's coming in this update. I'm guessing you'll first have to defeat the tyrant to be able to use it from what it says. In the next blog post, we have more developer questions. I'll go into these later in the video since there's going to be a lot of them throughout these posts, so I'd rather just save them for the end. On the side, we can see something new. The Tides of Technique. Refine the way of water. In here, it talks about how the Sharkmen are opening up classes to learn new techniques. Pretty much, this just means we're probably going to be able to upgrade the Sharkmen or Water Kung Fu classes, much like how we were able to upgrade Dragon Talon in the Dragon update. Under that, we have the Fighter, who fights after the fall. A lone fighter, covered in scars and wrapped in faded bandages, has been spotted challenging arena goers one by one. Some people have been saying that this could be referring to a paw rework, since the guy in bandages is similar to what the paw fruit has. I thought that maybe this could be a new boxing subclass, since they were talking about subclasses in one of the dev questions, and how they would add more progression beyond sea events. It would make sense if this was a paw rework though, since for these past few updates, we've gotten one mythical fruit rework, along with a few more smaller reworks. Speaking of reworks, at the top of the page you can find this, and in summary, this is suggesting a new bomb rework. They also talk more about this in the later blog posts. At the bottom, we have the Campfire Chronicles Into the Wilds. This is a continuation of the state park thing from the last blog post, and it talks about new meals that are healing people in a way. This will likely be a new mechanic where you can buy or craft food that will give you special effects like healing. Or maybe this could be a new fruit, since at the bottom, it says that this is becoming a quiet form of power. Under that though, we have some builds made by people using the creation fruit. The important thing to take out here is the final sentence, which says, "We're watching closely." And yes, more build pieces might just be on the horizon. It's likely that they're going to come out with more builds for people to use, so people can get even more creative. This could also be tied with the admin panel, which still hasn't released for the creation fruit. Now let's move on to the 7th blog post. At the top, we have some more stuff about the underwater area of Tiki Island, which is also related to the submarine. It says, the chief of the Tiki outpost believes deeper truths lie below, ancient ruins of the original Tiki civilization, long hidden beneath the sea. If it wasn't already obvious enough, we're definitely going to be able to use the submarine in this next update and travel to this underwater city. Then we have Rangers report food as ritual. They said, using only ingredients foraged earlier that day, the camper crafted a simple meal. Now, at first, it may seem like this could have something to do with crafting food as a new mechanic, like I said earlier, but it also says this: I swear, I felt the soreness lift after the first few bites, and some are starting to wonder, maybe there's more to these recipes than just taste. This could also be tied to a paw rework, since if you didn't know, in One Piece, the paw fruit has the ability to lift pain from others, so maybe this could be part of that. Or, of course, this could just be a stretch. It would make sense for Blox fruits to avoid making abilities too similar to One Piece, which is what they have been doing with the recent reworks, since they probably want to avoid copyright. Anyways, under that we have the Legacy Boss overhaul has begun. Pretty much. We'll be getting more reworked bosses like we did with the last update. They said some will receive updated models, others entirely new movesets, and in many cases, brand new fight mechanics to make each battle feel distinct. So, expect some bosses to feel completely different from what they did before. Lastly, we also have a poll here, where people can vote for things they'd like to see in Blox fruits. Luckily, the results were already posted in the next bulletin, so I'll show you guys that in a second. Unfortunately, this week's bulletin was pretty short and dry, and they even said so themselves, so there's not much else to go over. Here we are on the 8th and final bulletin, for now at least. We're starting off once again with more news about the bomb rework. We have Attacker unleashes devastating attack during arrest. If you read through, it's pretty obvious that this is talking about the bomb fruit, and it's the same thing the older bulletins did when the gravity update was releasing. Sadly, this bulletin is pretty empty like the last one, so there won't be as much information to go over. Anyways, here they just talk about some stuff about the old sneak peeks they released, and how so much has changed during then. On the right side, we can see the winners from the poll in last week's bulletin. And in third place, we have new fruits. In second, we have fruit reworks. And in first, we have the fourth C. So most people would like a fourth C in the game. Now, this does not mean it'll release next update. Matter of fact, a fourth C probably wouldn't release for at least a few years. They still have a lot of other stuff to complete before they move on to that. Finally, at the bottom, we have some more lore stuff. There's not much to go over here, since they don't say a lot, so we'll have to wait till next week to learn something about that. Now that we've gone over every bulletin as of June 1st, let's go over everything that's confirmed to be coming in this next update. First, we have the bomb rework, which was referenced twice throughout the bulletins, and it's pretty much confirmed. Then, we have the water kung fu or Sharkman karate upgrades that we saw in the 6th bulletin. I'm not sure which of the two fighting styles would get upgrades like Dragon Talon did, or maybe both of them will, but either way, that's confirmed. Then, we have a possible boxing subclass. This isn't confirmed, but we did see some boxing stuff in the 6th bulletin, and they were talking about having more non-C event-related subclasses in one of the dev questions. Then, we have food crafting. This also isn't confirmed, but we've gotten a lot of food-related stuff in these bulletins, so there's a good chance that'll be coming. Then, we obviously have the submarine being usable and the underwater city under Tiki Island. This is for sure coming in the next update. Then we have the boss reworks. This is also confirmed, and we know they'll be reworking older bosses to make them actually interesting. Next, we have the creation admin panel. This isn't confirmed, but there's a good chance we'll get something, at least creation-related, since they've been talking about that a lot. Finally, we have the paw rework. This fruit has needed a rework for a while now, and judging how they've been doing their past few updates, it would make sense to rework at least one legendary or mythic fruit, and paw is perfect for that. So far, that's all we have. The next bulletin will be coming on Thursday or June 5th, so stay tuned for that. From the way things have been going, I'm guessing there'll be at least 2 to 3 more bulletins before the update comes out, so it should release by the end of June. I know I said I'd go over the dev questions at the end of the video, but realistically there's no reason to. And this video is already long enough, so if you really want to see me go over that, and maybe go over some of the plans Blox Fruits has for their future updates, then leave it down in the comments below. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. If you've enjoyed, then be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and if you have any questions, then leave them down in the comments below. Anyways, see ya.